What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Chanitta Westbrooks, and you are now listening to the Untouchable Billionaires podcast.
What up? This is the Untouchable Billionaires podcast. DJ Chanitta, DJ Billionaire.
Yes, sir.
And we got a special guest in the building. Credit specialist, author.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All the above winemaker. Please, I want to introduce Chanitta Westbrooks.
Hello, everybody. My name is Chanitta Westbrooks, and I'm so happy to be here today. Like he stated, yes, I do have all these. I am a serial entrepreneur. I started my first baby. That was Minds with Motives, my youth organization, and that was in 2019.
Okay. So like 4 years now.
So about 4 years, yes, that I've been kind of doing it.
Okay. So, what was your after that? What was your first endeavor with being an entrepreneur?
So after the youth organization I actually originally started that to actually train. I used to run track in college. I went to Kent State.
Okay.
So I ended up training children, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to take basic nutrition and fitness and be able to mentor them through that route because I noticed that, that was such a huge disconnect as far as, kind of connecting them with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that started.
A disconnect as far as the kids and
disconnect as far as mentorship, right?
Okay.
Especially with young girls. I feel like there are many more male mentorship programs, especially in the city of Cleveland, versus female programs. There are plenty. I think there are a lot more coming out now.
It's funny that you said that because I never thought about that until you just.
That's true.
That's true.
Real.
There's and that's great, but especially now in this society, if you kind of can look from people's daughters, nieces, etc., and the kids that are in these school systems, social media is raising them. Sex is at a all-time high as far as at a younger age. Suicide is huge. Bullying and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to kind of make sure that I gave back and did my part as far as that with mentorship.
So do you feel like as far as like the things that you highlighted, do you feel like because of social media that it's been more of a kind of a focus and attention on that? Because bullying and those things that have been going on since forever. You know what I'm saying? So like, do you think social media is like kind of is the drive of that?
I think it's a part of it. Aside from the music.
Right.
But I think that social media is huge because I think that for kids, they feel like they have to be this way or to be cool or
from what they see and shit.
Exactly, from what they see, or everybody want to be gangsters. It's like you're not even like that. So it's those kind of things. But social media has a huge part of that because they assume if they act this way, right, that's how you're supposed to act.
Right.
That's what makes you make you higher than people or makes you successful.
It's a stereotype.
Like that.
It's a stereotype.
Exactly.
Yeah, hell
so
yeah.
The stigma is there for sure.
Yeah, I definitely blame it on like social media though. Like
the music too though, because if you listen to some of these songs, if you listen to the vibration,
the music is,
listen, as far as suicide, yes, because a lot of these songs, especially these younger,
it's like it's a lot of hurt, a lot of pain.
Yes, pain, and I get that and that's cool, but it's not that it's like more of a therapeutic thing where you're healing through it. It's more like, hey,
like I need
kill
help.
myself.
Yeah, right.
But it's like, okay, you having these thoughts, how do we, what are the solutions to make sure that, we can kind of grow from that, you can get help versus, let me just put this all in the song so not everybody, all the kids want to be suicidal.
Okay.
So I feel like that's the difference. Like
that's not to cut you off, I feel like, that's why I be telling people like, I can't listen too much ride wave, like, that shit bring you down. So it's like, I know what you mean when it comes to music. Like he got a few songs, but like if you play like 5 or 10, next thing you know, in your feelings, you just
those frequencies is real.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
For sure.
So I understand what you mean. People got to pay attention to that, and like you said, just pay attention to what their kids is listening to. Because social media is really raising these kids.
Shit, it really ain't. You can't really put a stop. You know what I'm saying?
No, you can't. No, you absolutely right. But you can still try to fill in the gaps so your kid will like stay busy and they ain't got idle time to do bullshit. Or
I think balance is key. I think at the end of the day, just like us, we didn't all did shit and did things, that we weren't supposed to do. But I think that again, if you at least teach them values and things like that, they can choose for themselves versus allowing social media or these things to basically teach them for them. Like, let them have their own. Let them be accountable and choose what they want to do versus somebody else telling them what to do. Right. I think that's the difference.
The environment they be in play a role as well.
Oh, it does.
Because you can be a good kid, but you can still have like bad friends and stuff. So it's like now you really stuck in the middle. That's how my life was. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the circles, even the areas you're raised in and things like that. Like I substitute teach sometimes to give back as well to the community, and I prefer to work in urban communities simply because of that. Like, I personally didn't grow up that way, and that's just me. But
as a black woman, you know they need to see.
They do. They need to see. They need to see that they are not their environment. That's what they need to know, that there's so much world out here, and that just because you are raised here, or that, you know, your parents did this, or a lot of times too, a lot of people don't have their fathers in their life and things like that. Like, just because that is kind of happening right now, that doesn't mean that you have to be stuck in that, or you have to create excuses either. Like, to me, a lot of stuff, don't get me wrong, we're only taught what we're taught, but I think a lot of times too, we want to say, well, my dad wasn't in my life, or this happened, so that means you can go and kill somebody, because that doesn't make that okay. That's an excuse. At the end of the day, you take what you have, and you grow from that. And it's important, though, like I said, for me doing mentorship and things like that in programs, because you do have to have individuals in my position to be able to help those children see that, though. Because if they don't know, they don't know.
Right. So, no, for sure. So with that being said, has a kid ever like came up to you and say, hey, Ms. Westbrooks, you know, you really made a difference in, you know, this, that, and the third. Like, you know, how do you feel? Well, not how do you feel, but with the kids, like, how does that make you feel, like, knowing that you're making a difference? Like,
it makes me feel great. I get that all the time, though, because, so I'm a light, you know. I am naturally a light, so I attract in general. But it makes me feel good because I know I'm serving my purpose. Like, I know I'm here on this earth, to be honest. So everything is bigger than materialistic things and things like that for me. So again, for a child to come up to me and let me know, hey, you truly changed my life, you made an impact, that makes me feel great, because this is not the same child that I started with. So now I clearly have seen them grow and to become a better person.
Yeah, you had a hand in like
and that's what I appreciate. To be able to be a part of that is beautiful, because I, you know, was able to help them do that. So
and it's crazy because you don't know how much you helping them kids out. Like, they probably go home, you just change their whole mindset. They see you now, all they want to be is like you the role model, because they never seen no one probably come to their school door or even just care about them the way you do. So it's like, that mean a lot for kids, because like I said, I remember how I used to be when mentors used to come, like, and that changed my life, because I'm like, dang, like, it's somebody that looked like me actually doing things that's not the bad stuff, and I'm like, dang, people getting to hang with LeBron. One guy I know, he just took, he was a photographer. All he did was take photos, but he got to meet LeBron and things like that.
That's lit.
That's wild. So it's just like, dang. So that type of stuff you mean a lot.
It's the real people too. I think kids know when people fake too.
Yeah.
So even that is like the main thing. And like I meet them where they are. Like, I'll be learning. I don't know nothing about no TikToks and stuff like that, but I'll be doing them in the classroom. Like, I have videos of the kids that I sub all the time. They just be taking selfies. We just have a good time. Like, as long as you do what you gotta do, we good. But like I say, I know why I'm there, so I don't have to be so stuck up, you know, just because I am successful or have these things. Like, at the end of the day, I still want them to know at the end of the day, I am also a real person. I have emotions, and I'm very transparent with them. I'll say, hey, I did this, I did that. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. I'm not going to tell you not to do it, right? But these are the consequences, and you can choose whether you want to do that or not. So,
how do you deal with disrespectful kids?
You know, they're my favorite. They're hard, because I don't really get disrespected.
I was about to say, you don't seem like you would get disrespected or nothing like that.
I'm the auntie. I'm gonna just say that, right?
I feel like kids they pick and choose who they
know who they can try.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's what it is. I went already to auntie mode at this point. But yeah. So what I do is, again, I let them know, hey, we can have a good time, but please, I make that very known early. So I'm very stern, right? So I'll set my expectations on any space I go into as it relates to youth, whether I'm subbing, whether I'm coaching track, whatever that is. I make that very clear early on, so they don't have any room to feel like they can disrespect me.
Right.
So if you set the tone early, no disrespect honestly will happen. I feel like.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, what inspired you to write your book? Monty or Monte?
Monty.
Monty takes the lead. What inspired you to write that book?
My high school coach's son, actually, he was born without a hand. So the character in the book, he has amniotic band syndrome. So you'll notice that the character doesn't have a hand, right?
Okay.
So that kind of came about because he was getting bullied, in the sense of children always asking him, why don't you have a hand? What's wrong with you? Why do you look different? So all these different things. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just educate the world on what that is. And that's kind of how it came about.
So it's basically based off a true story?
It's based off a true story as far as the character, but as far as the information is tailored to leadership, right? Principles. So I feel like at the end of the day, I am a natural born leader. So I want to make sure that I am building young leaders up. So I want them to know what that looks like. So in the book, I'll kind of highlight leadership principles. Like I put Monty in different scenarios, basically showcasing him in leadership roles so that they can see like, okay, he's a leader here, he's a leader here, he's a leader here, he's a leader there. So you can be a leader. It's not like a definition. I don't think there's one definition for it.
No, right.
So as long as, you know, you're doing the right thing and you're able to lead people in a positive manner, to me, that's what I call a real leader.
Okay.
So that's basically what the book is about, and that's how it started from me kind of just, you know, educating people on like amniotic band syndrome. So it's with bullying kind of going on.
No, that's fine. I think the kid you talking about, do he do like martial arts or something like that?
Yeah, he do martial arts, he dance, he do
and stuff.
everything.
That's crazy. He literally just came across the Explore page.
He just got interviewed for, he was on the news actually for this robotics situation like a couple months ago. They interviewed him about his arm.
About the arm.
Yep.
That's what
they made him like a robotic arm.
And he was picking up the water bottles and things like that.
You said it randomly came across.
Yeah, you know, on the Explore page when you click the Explore and it just
it wasn't random. Like, it was a line, but you know.
No, for sure. It was a universe. So when you mentioned, I'm like, that sounds like the person I just seen. Mm-hmm. So that's crazy. That's wild though.
The book is 20 pages, and a lot of them is like, because I have the words, but I also have, of course, visuals there, and then on the back, they're also able to kind of draw themselves as a leader as well. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make sure they drew themselves, so they can know what that looked like.
That was like a clever, like interactive, like thing you came up with.
How long it took you to write that book? Like, what was the process?
The process was maybe like 6 months to maybe a year. It didn't take me that long to write it because I already had the story in my head. Okay. I had to just find the right person. So one of my good friends, Jamil Davis, he has his own publishing company. He is the one who helped me kind of like put it together, get it on Amazon and like all over and things like that. And then my illustrator his name is Odante. He like designs shoes and all these other things. He's never done it before. I was like, hey, I know you do art. You trying to be my illustrator for this book? He was like, I mean, yeah. I can try it. What I will do, I will try to pull things out of people because I feel like a lot of times we only see ourselves in this box. Yep. So I love to bring that out of other people. And anybody that went to John Hay, I try to like work with them at all times.
Also, the guy that designed the cover for the book, he went to John Hay?
Yep, he went to John Hay.
Okay.
Yep. And not too many people ask me this. So Monty, the character's name, is actually named after my father, who I actually never met.
Okay.
So I feel like, you know, I'm actually the only sibling that does not know who my dad, like I know his name, know of him. Mm-hmm. I've never met him. And I'm the only sibling it's 4 of us. So I wanted to put Monty in a bigger scale because I feel like even though he kind of didn't do his part, I think that Monty could be amazing. So I wanted to put Monty as a name because I feel like that was more of a growing situation for me. So I put him on mainstream.
Hold on, back to the book. Only reason I'm still on the book is because, like I was telling him, I'm trying to work on my own book, autobiography. Okay. So I was trying to get tips and things like that, as far as like the publishing and things like that, because I don't know where to start. I'm just writing as I go. And so I know it's going to be a time where I got to do the publishing. So hopefully I can.
You want to self-publish?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I want.
So that's what I did. So he helped me do that. So I'm underneath my own. So I took my youth organization and self-published underneath that.
You already started writing your shit, bro?
Yeah. Oh, I got the notebook and everything.
So that's what you do. I feel like you just start writing. If I got.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up because I got to work on that.
I got my guy.
Don't know about this stuff. Like, they don't know I got working on the book and stuff about my life. So
that is awesome. That's awesome.
It's gonna be called The Fourth Child. And the only reason people are like, why you probably telling the title? I'm putting it out there so it can really come into fruition.
Yeah, manifest for sure.
Yeah, so The Fourth Child, that's the name of my book. Autobiography about my life. And yeah, so we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk more.
Okay, we're gonna chat. We're gonna get it together. Right. I'm excited for you.
So when I was like, we're gonna get on the show, I'm like, yes, like I could actually learn like from this. So that's why
it's simple. Honestly, once you write the story, and you don't have are you adding pictures?
No.
Yeah, so that's actually even more simpler. So that is straightforward. They just do the proofreading, kind of just figure out if you want to do it like a soft copy versus a hard copy, and then from there you get a I ain't gonna call it the wrong name. It's a number that basically you get on your book that's like, you can, if you need to put it in a library or if you want to put it somewhere, it's a barcode. So that will be literally to you, almost like a social security number, but to your book. So you'll have that as well. On the back of it it's like a couple steps, but it's really not that difficult.
But you can walk him through it though, like.
No, for sure, like definitely,
that's
that's
what's up.
Oh, have you ever thought about doing like the audio book for your book?
That's the next step. I want to do an audio book, and I'm actually going to be doing like an animated situation as well. So that's next.
Is it all centered around Monty Takes the Lead? Or?
It is, because I'm actually writing a couple more books. But again, I'm kind of putting it on hold because,
right.
So
all these other things are going on.
With the audio book, are you gonna be the one narrating the story, or you?
No, I'm gonna have somebody do that.
I think you should do it yourself.
No, I feel like.
I don't know, because I think you should do it though. Because let me tell you why.
Why?
When somebody, all right, it's your book, you read it, but it's like when you saying it, people can feel it more because they can visualize you saying it. Like I just read 50 Cent book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, and he's actually narrating the story doing an audio book. So it's like I'm hearing 50 Cent tell his story the right way versus being told from somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? So it hit different. Like I actually was picking up
it's like a lot more personal.
Yeah, because it's like I'm hearing it from his mouth, so it's really like him writing it out of his mind on the paper and just telling it to us.
I think that's good for like that kind of book or a mature book. But I feel like for me, because I'm doing a children's book, it's a story, but it's kind of a lot of made up things versus me kind of giving a story about myself or something like that. I would do that if it was me. I think I want to have somebody else because, I want more of like a friendlier voice. Like mine's is friendly. No, my voice is friendly, but I need like a almost like a teacher / situation kind of voice. So I want somebody else to kind of do that. I kind of already have people in my head already. So I think like for that, I just want to stray away from that because I can't do everything. I don't want to have 10 hats on right now. That's all you gotta let somebody.
No,
you gotta just talk about how the
Exactly.
days they be flying and shit. Like we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up, though.
So, how many awards have you won for the book?
Dang, y'all ready.
For sure.
So far, I've won 2.
Okay.
2 awards for him. The last one I just did actually received was for at my publishers, the one who helped me publish his event, he actually gave me an award for my book and things like that. The other one,
is that the Author Spotlight Award?
That was the Author Spotlight Award.
Okay.
Yes, it was a beautiful award. Did you see it?
What, the actual like
award?
No, I didn't see it.
It was gorgeous. That was probably the nicest award I've ever received. Because I've gotten inducted to the Hall of Fame and I got awards for track and stuff like that.
Like high school, right?
Yeah, but that award, I'm like, that was glass. It was glass and all
So
that.
that top the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all that.
That topped the Hall of Fame one, and not the experience did it because it was about me. The Hall of Fame situation, but the Hall of Fame award, it was.
But
cool.
You got something that's tangible that you can see and put up. So
that's forever though.
It is. Yeah. So they were all nice. Like I have a lot of awards, but that Author Spotlight one, I think that was that was one of the nicest ones. Nicer ones I've received.
So like the Hall of Fame, how did you feel like in that moment?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That was overwhelming. I even cried. You know why I cried? Because and it wasn't because of necessarily receiving that and having that spotlight on me. It was because I think it opened up other wounds as far as my mom passed away when I was 12, right?
Sorry to hear that.
So thank you. So for me, I think being in that moment, my family was there, right? I got my friends there. I have people who truly appreciated me kind of receiving that award. So I just felt I was just surrounded by so much Black excellence. And I felt like I was just missing my mom at that time. So it got a little emotional for me. So that's when I began to talk about her, that's when the tears was like,
Right.
So that's probably what's kind of got to me a little bit.
You for sure deserved it, though.
No, for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, I felt so blessed because, and I was the youngest one in the room. I actually am the youngest one to actually receive a Hall of Fame award.
Clap it up.
From John Hay, as far as in the books right now. So that also was an honor because, for them to to see me, even though I am much younger than most of them that have received that award. I feel very blessed and honored to be in that room with so many legends, to be honest.
For sure.
Legends.
What, like John Hay legends? Or?
Yeah, John Hay legends. They and some of them, they were getting recognized for sports they did. A lot of them were also getting recognized for being pillars in their communities and things like that. So it was just nice to be in the room with. And there were some heavy hitters at that table, baby. I mean, I am too. I am a heavy hitter, as well. But I'm also younger and I'm growing. Like they have already.
That's the blessing about it.
Yeah.
When you're the youngest in the room, you can soak up so much game, and they be so willing to give it to you.
He's super big on that. Like
for real, I like being the youngest person in the room because they gonna just give it to you, and it's like if you there to receive it, they gonna give it. So I know exactly what.
If you're willing, they will definitely give it to you.
And you can actually rise quicker to the top by doing that, like, and just building relationships. Because people be thinking it's all about the money. Like, no, it's about relationships.
It's about who you know.
For sure.
Literally. I'm like, I went to college, got my 4-year degree, finished half of my master's, all that. That's cool. I'm not doing nothing that I went to school for at all. Literally, I'm not. So that don't even matter.
Like at all, period? Like,
no. The only thing that...
What you got a degree in?
Public health, community health.
Okay.
So what I learned from that was there were a lot of health disparities within our communities. So I was able to take that so that I was able to now help the youth and get to their mental. And when I can get to their mental, I can understand some of those disparities a lot better because I know that they are kind of resonating in what they know as far as their environments, the food they're eating, what they have around them, their households, what they're watching, what they're seeing. So I was able to kind of connect youth's behavior from learning about health disparities.
Right.
So that's
kind of, but not really for real.
Yeah.
I would say it kind of always be like that. People go to school for something, and then it's like a couple years later they don't do nothing. They got to do anything.
That'd be a majority of people. Majority of people, they go to school and they don't do anything that they.
But a lot of times we go to school too for the wrong reasons. A lot of times too. I went to school for track. I ain't gonna hold you. I got a 4 ride for track. I was a nerd though. I was smart, so it wasn't that I couldn't do the school thing. But I went for track. A lot of times too, people go because their parents want them to go, or they feel like it's the right thing to do, or it's gonna make them the most money. When if you don't, honestly, if you're not in a field that is skyrocketing, you're going to be in more debt than you are going to make money when you come from college. So,
no, you're right. I experienced that firsthand because I was going to school for something I didn't even know what the hell it was.
What was your major?
Electrical engineering. And it was I just took it up because so I could be the first one in the family that went to college or had something. But it was when I was in class, I sat back and I was like, bro.
You said I'm learning. What you say, bro? I'm learning. Bro. And you said this nigga fix cars or some shit. What'd you say, bro? No, you was but I'm learning from a nigga who not even in that field.
Yeah, they be the professors. You say you take a business class. The professors don't even got a business, so it'd be why is I'm learning from you trying to teach me how to do something you ain't got it? So that's why I look at school like that. No, I ain't got finesse. I finesse they had. I finesse the school system because I dropped out right in time, bro. I only had when I walked away from school, I had $1,500 worth of student loan debt. That's low, ain't it? No, so it was I got up out of there. I was just man, this ain't what I want to do. And they was never. It was nothing hands on. Everything was just still book stuff. So I'm I feel like I'm still in high school. So
there's a lot of book stuff. It don't. And I feel like school in general is not really set up to teach us life.
Yeah, so I was I need a trade class or something like that where I can. So I was man, forget this. And I sat back and that's when I came up with real estate agent. So I was I'm gonna just go to school for a real estate agent. At least I know I'm doing this for myself. I won't be in debt and I can still be an entrepreneur on top of that.
At the same time.
Yep, and I can learn how to sell. So yeah, that's how I came up with that.
That makes sense.
Because you trying to create a hub for realtors, car specialists, and what else?
What was my other thing? Oh, mortgage loan officers.
Okay, so can you talk to us about that,
So, what I'm going to do, I can't give too much because a lot of stuff I gotta back up on them. But yeah, I want to create a hub, right? So I basically want all of us to be able to come together because we all coincide with each other, right?
Right. Absolutely.
And I am the credit specialist, of course. Now I'm gonna bring a couple credit specialists on my team as well that I trust.
Shit, Vintner do credit too.
You do credit?
Yeah. Now I was about to ask you, like, what makes somebody a specialist? Like,
do you consider yourself a specialist, bro?
Hell no.
Okay. I paid this nigga like 2 years ago to fix my credit. My shit still, he still.
And he never did his job. He ain't never signed the papers and the affidavits and things like that. And he wanted me to sign for him.
I told him to sign it for me.
I said, bro, I'm not doing that. I can't do that, bro. I can go to jail for that. And my handwriting is sloppy on top of that.
Really?
No, they be looking though. They already catching on that we knowing our rights and we know what's going on at this point. They like, what?
Yeah, especially if you keep sending letters in there. No, he got to do his part right or wrong.
You do.
And I did mine. He just didn't do his part.
Because the clients, that be their part. So they like, well, you didn't. Did you send me?
Why you need my money back?
We still in the process.
We still in the process. He gonna come back to you.
Yeah, bro. You just gotta do your part.
This nigga finesser, man.
You gotta come back around. The reason I call myself a credit specialist because I don't just do dispute and just do whatever, right? I am also like teaching my clients at the same time. Like I actually like will take time to be like, okay, today you got 30 minutes. We're gonna Zoom call. I'm going to literally break this down to you to the T so that when you leave me, if you come back to me, that's cool for increase maybe or something like that. But as far as you being educated on what credit is, how to properly use your credit, how to really get into it, you need to know how to do that. Those are just fundamentals. And a lot of times, like I know for me, I wasn't taught that. And I really even got into it because my credit was crazy, terrible.
That's how it always goes.
Yeah, it was terrible. I'm like, you know what? Wait a minute. I'm trying to do this, and now I start learning about business credit and stuff like that.
A lot of the times, like we're not taught credit in the household. You know what I'm saying?
We're not, and we should be. And it's crazy because my grandparents scores is high, so I'm a little confused on why they ain't teaching.
Like why they ain't passing on down.
Don't let me go get credit cards in college.
And that's the whole setup. Because like when I started learning how to do credit, I was like, it opened up a whole nother world. Because I was like, man. Hey, white people been getting ahead on us, like, and also when I tapped in, I'm like, man, this is how you get like funding. Like people is jumpstarting their business off of Amex cards, so it's like, damn. So I sat back and I did it. I started doing my mom credit, seeing her stuff go up 650, and I got my dad, and then I'm like, man, so let me see if I go get a card. And I was able to go get a card, and I'm just like, damn. So like you said, now I'm working on business credit, but that was so untapped, and my parents, like to this day, they still be thanking me about that.
That's awesome, and I love that because again, you have helped them also gain not just the things that they have been able to obtain from their credit, but knowledge as well. And I think that's the biggest thing. So that
means a lot because I was just like, damn, we really been behind this long. So when I was so excited, I told Duff, that's when I was telling him, and he like, man, work on mine and stuff, but he ain't just do his part. So that's how we come back to that. But so that's how you got into it.
My credit was bad, and I wanted to. And a lot of times too, like my granddad, he would co-sign for me because I'm the princess of the family.
Why was your credit bad though?
College. So, when you go to college, they like, no, I didn't really have too many loans because I really didn't get on loans until I was in my master's program.
She had a
4-round track, so I didn't have too much of that. It was like credit cards from college. Because when you go to college, they like, you get a card, you get a card. Got Discovered student card, you got Capital One student card.
You was swiping it down.
I'm like, I get a card, I'm just running it up. So that was on my credit. And not only that, collections and things like that, like me, like, well, it'll just go away. A lot of my clients, they think that like they'll get these huge collections. I'm like, wait a minute, how much? So first of all, you got a doctor bill on there for $25. Something you don't go pay that $25. Like you then made your score drop 10 points because you want to have a $25 doctor bill. So just even me not even being aware of like knowing how to even read a credit report. That's really why I like credit so much, because I'll go and I'll talk about credit. I'll go to panels. I'll actually like teach people because they think it's hard, and it's really not. Like once you clean it up, as long as you truly can maintain it, because you know better, you truly will do better on the credit side because now you know utilization and things like what I'm talking about.
They say doctor bills, medical bills aren't even supposed to really go on your credit report.
I heard that too. None of it's supposed to go on your credit report, and that's a little bit deeper because that's more on the consumer law side. When you truly know your rights as a person, technically all this is illegal.
Right.
For sure.
Say that. It is. This fast has like seriously, like this fast has truly like done some amazing things for me in the sense of like clarity and like truly like standing in myself, and being okay with not just telling somebody no, but being okay with saying that at the end of the day you don't have to feel bad because you don't want to do something today. You don't have to. So once I was able to understand that, I feel so much better because I know that people are going to feel how they want to feel. They're going to love me at the end of the day, but I'm not about to stress myself out trying to make somebody else better. Because what's happening is like a battery, right?
It's kind of exactly.
Exactly.
It's
So
like you pouring into somebody else and it's draining you.
So now I have nothing to give, and I feel like if I am not charged up, I have nothing to give to the world. And again, my purpose is to serve.
Exactly.
So if I can't give to the world, all this other stuff is materialistic things and it's of the world. So that's cool because I have to, right? We have to exist here, but that's not why I'm here. So if I feel like I can't live on my purpose to serve, I have to take a step back and just tell people not today or say no.
Right.
Like there's so many other people. I think a lot of times too, when you are that go-to person, people just can use and abuse you. And it's like at the end of the day, I am a resource, but I'm not the only resource.
Yeah, that's why.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like I just got a quick 5-minute therapy class. Like, I feel like you was really talking to me about that because that's something I struggle with. So thank you for that. Like,
yeah, it's so true, and I think it's hard because it is so easy to be like, yeah, or you want to be over here and you just getting pulled on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I asked you, like, how do you keep from, like being burnt out?
So I meditate in the morning.
Okay.
I do try to do my things for me as well. Self-care is the biggest thing. I think a lot of times too, we don't give ourselves that self-care. Whatever that looks like for you. So for me, meditation, I like to just go get a pedicure. In the summertime, I do jog. So I'll go jog. I haven't been to the gym lately because I've been busy doing these events. But the gym for me is like a sense of like self-care for me. I go get massages.
Right.
I journal.
I went and got a massage. What was it, like a couple weeks ago?
How did you feel?
Man, that shit feels so
amazing.
Good.
You almost feel like
that shit feels so good for sure.
Yep. So I journal a lot too. So like, if I do have, there's a lot going on up here. So I'm a mental person, right? So I'm always got ideas, always got this going on. I overthink.
Right.
So for me, in order to make sure I'm not getting overwhelmed up here, I brain dump. So on Sundays, that's why I'm like, today I gotta do it.
Right.
I'll go through my week and like, this was going on.
But shit, we ain't mean to crash on Sunday.
No, it's cool. It's gonna get done. Don't worry about it.
Right.
That's something that's a priority on my list of like have to do's. And I think so. What I do, I'll brain up and just kind of make sure I'm clearing out some of those thoughts or things I want to do in my mind, so that I'm able to freely now have some space to be able to kind of be balanced. Now I can kind of consume new information or peace, whatever that looks like for me during that week. So
your dump, consider you just write the ideas that's in your
whatever is in my head, and it can come out pictures, it can come out words, it can come out circles, whatever it looks like it's just literally a piece of paper. And I'll just write or I'll draw.
Like you literally just kind of empty and
whatever. All the thoughts. When you'll be thinking, shit, be looking crazy.
Because every day you're gonna wake up with new ideas you're gonna forget. So if you don't write them down, it's just gonna go fall by the wayside pretty much.
It is. And then my therapist helped me with this. So because I don't celebrate I wasn't celebrating myself enough. I have this jar, right? And forget just business, right? If I had a good day today, if I had a positive thought, if I help somebody today, I'll write that down on a piece of paper, like a small piece of paper, put it in a jar. 6 months, I'll read everything out loud just to remind myself, like, you know what, like, celebrate this. Like, that's something to celebrate. Like, it's not even just about business and being successful. To me, success is not necessarily like a business necessarily all the time, but on the business side, it's about, hey, again, did I have a good day? Did I help somebody? Did I grow? Did I become a better person than I was from January to June?
Yeah.
So I want to be able to see that.
So
I'm saying I just put it in a jar and I'll kind of read it out loud to myself just to remind myself.
Right. How do you deal with the bad days?
What I do, I meditate. I'm be very, and I know I keep saying it, but it's so true. So when my mind or I feel like I have those days, I will just lock the door, turn all the lights off, turn my phone off,
shut yourself off.
Just shut everything from the world, and I will just woosah. Because what I used to do was I would just. There would be times where I would go and I would not talk to nobody. I'm like, that's not healthy. Like, I cannot just not talk to you for a week. And, like, my family knew because I would. So I kind of, force them to respect that. Because that's the only way I knew how to kind of separate myself when I was having bad days.
Kind of like decompress.
Yeah, decompress. But that's not healthy to do that. At the end of the day, it's just not. Right. And I also can't do that with me running 3 businesses.
Yeah, as humans, we're meant to be communicating.
We are. And I'm like, I don't want to go into a dark, and again, I've been depressed and things like that. I never wanted to be in that dark space. So when I have bad days, I'll meditate, or I'll go just step away from my phone sometimes and just breathe. I'll sit in the dark, close my eyes, and just breathe.
And
a lot of times.
And then that's your release.
That's my release. Or again, in the summertime, I walk. I walk. I'll take my dog for a walk, and we're good. I do guided meditation though, because I'm not. My brain is. I'm not in that space yet where I can just frequencies alone can kind of calm me. I have to truly be like, okay, we're focusing. Da, da, da. Boom, boom. And I'm like, okay, I'm focusing. So it has to be guided for me.
Right.
So what do you do for peace and quiet? What does that look like?
Just like no music. Cause like at my house, I'm always playing some type of music, even if I got the volume low. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of the times, like I was telling him, like sometimes when I do a gig, you know what I'm saying, like whether I had a bad day DJing or a good day, or it don't even be about that. It just be I be needing silence. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I come home, sit like same thing how you said. Like I'll sit in my living room, you know, close the curtains or whatever.
Yep.
And then, you know, I just kind of
gather your thoughts.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then like I say, it sometimes it don't even be about like if I had a bad or a good day. Sometimes like shit, I get to my point like I'm kind of burnt out. You know what I'm saying?
You decompress. Yeah. Especially when you moving a lot, you DJing. Not just being around people. I don't think even like people really truly understand when you're around people, and like you have that career where you have to be around people so often. That is really draining.
It is dealing with multiple attitudes and personalities. The music just so loud. Like that's why I said, right? That's why I said you really do some form of meditation. You just don't know. A lot of people meditate these days. They just don't know that they're doing it. Sit there and just gather my thoughts, but no music, and I can actually hear the thoughts and everything like that, and then I'm like, all right, now I'm cool, I'm back to normal. Because that music, bro, that stuff be banging so much.
So when y'all have, is it like y'all have y'all headphones on?
Yeah.
And so the music, y'all just hear it at a constant.
Yeah, at a constant rate. Even you sometimes hear the music, even when you're done DJing, you still like the music still playing, like the songs is just be in your head. So that's how that works out.
So you having a therapy session right now.
It really is, though.
And then like not to mention this shit like. You know, you playing it in your headphones, then you take it off, you hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Like you can't escape it.
You can't escape
it.
Yeah,
no, right. But yeah, no, for sure. Like you right. Like I never noticed that was like a form of meditation.
Yeah, it's a meditative state. Yep.
What do your daily routine look like for you once you get up? Like what is it?
For the most part, it's the same. So what I do is I thank God, get up in the morning. Then I will definitely meditate. So I'll meditate and stretch.
Okay.
No, and I do stretch like yoga, so I'll just get enough to.
Do you do like you got time like 10 minutes, 5 minutes?
So I do for meditation. I do 10-minute meditation. For stretching, I do like 10 to 15 minutes, just to kind of wake up and feel okay. You know, then I do my have my cup of coffee. I like to brush my teeth first because I don't know something about it's a thing. I don't know. So I like to brush my teeth first, and then I will have my cup of coffee. That's my thing. I have to have my cup of coffee. You like coffee? I do. I love coffee.
Coffee is a corny ass drink.
Oh, God, hater.
No, I ain't saying that.
Coffee is
I just don't drink it,
man. I do. I love coffee with almond milk creamer though, because I don't eat dairy at all.
That sounds fancy. You said almond milk creamer?
Yeah, so almond or oat milk.
Yeah, that's the creamer
I use. I don't drink dairy. I don't eat dairy. No, I just chose not to.
Cause I can only do almond milk too.
You
like
drink
I'm lactose. No. But as far as the almond milk and the oat milk, like she's saying though, that's what I put in my cereal. Cause that other milk, it tear my stomach.
What, like the white milk?
Yeah,
that cow milk is so milky, and you gotta think,
If you see a video like it be pus and all that in it, like you will stop drinking that milk too.
I drink chocolate milk. I don't drink.
It's got milk in it. He said, listen, I got chocolate milk.
Yeah. Like that's it. Like you doing something.
I'm just saying, bro. I never did fuck with white milk, bro.
Oh. But that don't make no difference, bro. You is drinking white milk, bro. It just will turn brown.
It ain't the same, bro.
It ain't the same. He's sticking to it.
Yeah, I got a little bit more sugar and everything.
Yeah, like, it ain't the same. He's
sticking to it, but yeah, I don't eat dairy, so.
So you got a wine tasting event coming up on the 19th. So like how did that come about?
So at this point, people are just reaching out to me now.
How'd that feel? Like
amazing. It feels for such a short time. I told you I really haven't had this out as far as like physically.
Right.
Only for a few months.
Like you say, God's time.
God's time. That's why I'm like I don't be tripping about nothing because everything is gonna happen how it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, she reached out to me. I actually met her when I went to another wine company that I'm cool with. It's called Ardor Wines.
Mm-hmm.
They actually had a wine tasting in PA, and I went with them. They allowed me to have my wine. I brought my Paradise or whatever, just for them to kind of taste it.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there to PA. It was that a couple months ago, and I met her there. So they are actually having some sort of like candidacy run as far as elections coming up in PA. So she reached out to me and said, hey, like, would you mind doing a wine tasting here? We're going to have some women. It's at a cigar lounge, too. That cigar lounge, we have it.
Well, you been there before?
Oh, yeah. We went there with the event. The event that we went to with his wine tasting
was
at that cigar lounge.
That's in PA, right? Okay.
Yes, a nice cigar lounge. It's black owned. So it's called Nobleman's. Yep, Nobleman's Cigar Lounge. Mm-hmm. So we're going back there, and they are actually going to have the women come up there, you know, and it's like a judge is running, mayor.
Yeah, because I seen it's called Women Rule the World.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be woman-based. They're going to have it there, and I'm going to have my wine there. But she was like, would you also mind just, like, speaking, you know, about being a woman entrepreneur and things like that. Mm-hmm. So that's on April 19th. So I'm excited for that. I really am.
So, you want to say something?
No, go ahead.
So I want to touch on that, the women empowerment speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that you've done like a lot of some events. You know what I'm saying? So like, how did you get into that?
I got asked. So my friend Angel she actually hosts a lot. She just moved to Atlanta though. She was on the Uwe show.
Okay.
And
Uwe Radio?
Yep, she was on the Uwe Radio show.
Shout out to the Uwe girls.
Uwe, right. But she moved to Atlanta. They are actually doing some stuff out there. Okay. And she must have had this scheduled to host at this event, and she couldn't because she had another event in Atlanta.
Okay.
So she like, Chanitta.
So she threw you the Uwe.
She like, hey, you got this. I think you would be really good at this.
That was your first one, or?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it was my first one. I don't do too many adult encounters. Everything I do is more on the youth side, right? Because that's what I do.
Right.
So unless it's a credit panel or something like that, which is a little bit more different. Like, I mean, a little different. Mm-hmm. So she had reached out to me again and was like, hey, like, I think you would be great at this. Just try it and see. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Let's go. So I set up the details with the person who event was, Nikki, and we kind of, went over the details over the phone. A lot of stuff I just freestyled because I knew what was as far as the order of events, but a lot of things kind of went this way or that way, so I had to improvise.
So how do you prepare for that though? Like, because I've always wondered like how public speakers, how they kind of prepare for.
I feel like for me, I didn't prepare in the sense of I didn't prepare for it. I'm more so the speakers. I kind of did a little research on them, so I kind of like threw a little bit of this and this on them as far as when they were receiving their awards or they were speaking to kind of let them know that I kind of did some research on them. But as far as everything else, I freestyle.
Man, that's so.
Because I freestyle because I know how to talk to people.
Right. Would you consider yourself a natural or? I
am seeing I'm a natural. I didn't know that this was. I had it as far as on the adult side. Again, I've always worked with youth, and when I'm with youth, nothing else matters. So I can freestyle with them anyway. Even though a lot of stuff is planned, sometimes things just happen to where I'm connecting with them on another level. So like things just come, and I'm able to resonate with them on a whole nother level because I feel like there's no pressure on me compared to when I'm at events when I'm talking about financial literacy or I'm doing a woman empowerment event because I feel like. I'm always thinking about, are they listening to how I'm speaking? If I say the wrong word, are they staring at me? Like, I be serious about that. Like, that's how I be feeling when I talk to adults versus kids. Right. Like, I'm just like, they don't care.
Because they're going to be the ones that critique what you say and why. The kids, you can say it messed up a word, they don't know.
They don't.
Yeah, right.
But adults, especially when it comes to, like, financial literacy, they going to want you to actually know what the fuck you talking about.
Know what you talking about. And if you don't, they going to make sure they remember that.
For sure. And a lot of people might not want to work with you based off that. So
yep.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna say something?
Yeah. Can we? Yeah.
No, I can. Sure. I got my cue cups, okay? Because
all right.
That's cool.
No.
Can we try to? Well, you gonna try the Paradise?
I actually want to try a sip of each one if we can.
You gotta try them all.
It's only right.
You're gonna start with the Paradise first, so we're gonna do this here.
Chanitta get us drunk.
Come on. Let's go.
No, for sure.
Try this. Yeah. This is the Paradise one. This is strawberry watermelon.
Okay. You said strawberry watermelon?
Yep.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah. It's a little more. No, this is my.
And you went lying like about the candy taste. Like,
no, I'm saying that's the thing about wine. Like, you can down the whole bottle, but I suggest not to. But
yeah, you gotta be careful, depending on what it is. And then this is Moscato.
Look, Chanitta, she on the Untouchable Billionaires podcast.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on. That, and then this is, we'll get y'all the sweet red. You'll be surprised at the balance. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the Moscato.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Now this is sweet red. I know it look dark, but I told you my base is strong, but it's not the way I make it is.
Okay.
You'll taste the sweet. Here you go.
And you say this like kind of the dry taste, right?
No, it's not dry tasting. This is sweet red, my sweet red. But my sweet red is not the typical sugar down sweet red because
This tastes like Roxy. It tastes like Roxy, like what?
Ooh, you on to something.
Yeah,
Y'all. Hey,
you
y'all
know.
better step it up.
come on, step it up. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I make these. I'm trying to tell you, like this is handcrafted. This is not nobody is manufacturing my wine for me.
Can you let the people know right there where they can find your wine at or get your wine at?
You can find me you can order on my website, which is amanivines.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Amani, AMANI_vines. And then I also have a pickup location, which everything is all on my website. So you guys can also pick it up. Can
you bring some bottles to the school so we can set them up on the table?
Oh, of course, I got you.
Oh, so wait, so you could be our first sponsor.
Oh, we gotta see. We'll
For
see.
sure, like we're gonna make sure we market it at least like 3 or 4 times throughout the episode, so people will know though. Nah, that was good though. Like I said,
Thank you.
That Paradise is the one for me.
Yeah,
It's the one.
That's what I like.
Paradise,
I like that type of wine though. You bound to be successful though with that last name though. So
The Westbrooks.
yeah.
Why?
It's a lot of motherfuckers that just successful with the Westbrooks. Like you know the people
like,
that
who's that, bro? Other than Russell.
shit. You got the I think there's some females, some twins or something. They had the show.
The Westbrooks, they had a show.
Yeah, there was some girls and shit that had this show.
I ain't hit.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay, as long as females know what I'm talking about. Right?
What they do?
Shit, I don't know. Like what else? The other people do nothing. They just be famous for no reason. Like
Oh shit! I ain't hip. But
their family, they had some businesses and things like that. So then from that, they actually created the show. One like models. One she actually does like things with different communities and things like that. She's on dirt bike. She does like dirt bike society. So they have things they do.
Oh,
but
shit,
they did become famous though based off of
no, I was just talking shit.
their family.
I just didn't know what they did.
You learn something new every day, shit. So, you know what I'm saying? So before we let you go and shit, I got 2 more questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
The first question is, what advice would you give to a kid that's coming up that kind of is trying to find a way? You know, what advice would you give to them? And then secondly, with all your business endeavors, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay. So I was
my bad.
for the kids, I will honestly just say stay true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that no dream is too big. And I think a lot of times too, I'll say that because they often feel like there's all these different things that are in their way. And I truly believe that if they can truly just understand that if you want to achieve something, as long as you put in the work, you will receive that. Like, but you have to stay true to yourself. Like, being a follower is not an option. You will not make it far following the wrong people.
Okay.
So, for sure, with them. As far as 5 years, this is, I feel like I'm getting interviewed. This is always the interview question of the job.
The only reason we say that is because 5 years from now, when we actually go back and view it, we can say, Chanitta said she was going to do it, and she did this.
5 years, you know, I told you I work backwards, so I'm not really a...
You want to drop it to 3?
We can even drop it. We can drop it to 2.
Oh, that's
okay.
That's
cool.
cool.
You know, in 2 years, this is where I will be. I'm manifesting here. So in 2 years, what I want to do is...
What I will do.
Yes, what I will do. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here talking about manifesting. What I will do is I'm actually going to be opening up a small spot.
Okay.
With my wine. I want it will be a cigar lounge situation included with like wine as well. So that's my big thing as far as this. I'm going to be also doing a tour next year.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a wine tour. So I'm gonna go like to different states. Mainly I want to try to stay in like Atlanta. I'm going to Atlanta, North Carolina, things like that. I'm gonna do an Ohio tour, so Cleveland, Cincinnati, Columbus, and do some other states. And I'm gonna again do like a wine tasting tour situation. I'm gonna bring people. I'm gonna do like a whole. It's gonna be a whole situation.
That's all right.
So that's what I want to do with that. I definitely too. In 5 years, I'm gonna say 10. I'm gonna say 10 because I want this to be very clear. I'm gonna have I want a youth center.
Okay.
So, and I don't need it to be like overwhelming, it don't got to be huge, but I definitely want a place where youth can come in a community and truly feel safe, and they are learning life skills like financial literacy. They are learning about credit. They're learning about entrepreneurship, right? And I mean, like, so it's not just you have to go to school and that's the only option.
Right.
So those are like my big things right now.
So that's kind of like an after school program, kind of, or.
Yeah, it's gonna be after school.
Okay.
Because when they get done with school, yeah, for sure. Then on the weekends, like field trips and things like that. To truly like take them to places, even outside of course, Ohio, because they need to know that there's more to the world.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as like that, and then for me, too, real estate. That's like my biggest thing I want to get into. So that will be going on.
So you know like Vintner, you already.
I already know. It's on the flow.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. And then as far as like growth, I just want to continue to inspire people. Now, just my focus isn't just youth. When I did that woman empowerment event, I noticed of just all the women who have come up to me, and I felt very empowered by that, because it wasn't just women of my age. These are elders also. Like, you know what? I see you, queen. Yeah, I see you, young queen, and I'm proud of you. So the fact that they can let me know that, I know that I'm living my purpose, and now I can also continue to let the upcoming queens know that they also can truly, become successful. So, yeah, that was a word.
It seemed like a lot, but it wasn't.
It's like, gospel. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It's gospel for sure. Well, shit, Chanitta, man, we appreciate you, man.
Thank y'all for having me. This was great.
Yeah, no, thank you. And then I just want to say, and then you can take it and shit. I just want to say that you definitely like got your imprint on what you're trying to do, living in your purpose. You know what I'm saying? And then like, because you are living in your purpose, you know your purpose. You're spreading and putting positivity into the world. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, the world need more people like you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I appreciate that.
No, for sure. The world need more people like you. Like, I need to be more like you.
No, for real though.
You know what I'm saying? For real.
You don't know how much you empower people, like, and just motivate them. So
That's
we appreciate you for coming on this show. I got a question. Were you nervous? Like, did you think it was gonna go like this, or you thought it was gonna be like?
I wasn't nervous. I'm not gonna say nervous, but always like, again, with the podcast, because you never know what the questions are going to be.
Yeah.
So it's not nothing you can be prepared for. It's like, just when they ask you, just answer honestly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great. So we're glad that you had a nice experience, a great experience
This
on
was
our
great.
Billionaires podcast. And don't let this be your last time either coming back.
I'm
coming back. I'm gonna pop up and just introduce myself to some other people when I come. Like, let them know, hey.
Well, whenever you got something going on, you want to talk about it and get it out, you're more than welcome to come on the show.
Perfect. Make sure that y'all follow me though on Nita NEEDA _NITTA. Because y'all know, clearly, people always need me. So,
for sure.
Nita.
So, your fast, you said it's over at the end of this month, or when is it?
It is over at the end of this month. It is. So I'm going to Jamaica, and I'm not eating meat.
What you going? Montego Bay or something like that?
Yep.
Okay.
That's all right.
Yeah.
DJ Ken Dub, DJ Billionaire. This is the Untouchable Billionaires podcast. Chanitta Westbrooks popped in on this and shit, and like I say, thank you for coming. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for having me.
No, for sure. And then come back and see us. This is the Untouchable Billionaires podcast. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Oh, DJ Billionaire, let's get this money.